name is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we have my May book haul and we're going to unbox Owlcrate. Not this one. This one is an empty box that you can play with. We are going to unbox the newest Owlcrate, but that is going to be at the end of the video. I have 12 books to talk to you guys about today. 10 of them are manga, and 2 of them are not. I did sort of break my semi-book buying ban this month. I say sort of because I definitely did buy more than just like 3 books in the month, which is what my main goal has been. However, some of these manga I have already read before I bought them and I just could not help myself. I need them on my shelves. And then some of them I've already started to read. And if you've been following me on this channel for the last couple months, I believe it is, I actually do have a sort of a loophole that I think I used last month actually, and said I wasn't going to use it very often, but I did, where if I do buy comics, graphic novels, or manga, and I can read them in the same month that I bought them, then they don't actually go on my TBR, and so they don't count for the book buying ban. So I'm going to talk about the 2 other books that I actually have in this stack first. These are both of the book box books for April that I get. Neither of them came in at a good time. They both came in after I did my book haul last month, but I started doing live streams of playing Mass Effect Legendary Edition on my channel, and so I'm not putting out as many just like strictly book related videos, and so because of that I did not find a good time to do an unboxing. Also, Presley absolutely loves unboxing my boxes. Like as soon as he sees a box come in the mail, he wants to do it then and there. He's actually playing with an empty Owlcrate box right now. And so we did just sort of let him help me unbox these and the things that came in the box, and we didn't film it. But like I said, I do have this month's Owlcrate that we will unbox at the end of the video. I'm rambling a little bit too much, so let's get into it. The Owlcrate book for last month is Witches Steeped in Gold by Shannon Smart. This one is one that I'm super excited for. The difference in cover compared to the original, I do believe the original is a little bit more green, but it is still so gorgeous. It is going to be signed, and they did it in a gold pen, which I'm super happy with. And we do have some prettiness. One, under the dust jacket on the actual hardcover book. It's gorgeous. Oh, and here's the spine, because like you can't just not show that. But then we also do have art under the dust jacket. I love when they include stuff like this. It just makes it like extra special. And this is a Jamaican inspired fantasy. I don't know too much else about it. It is YA. I'm very excited to try this out. It's so pretty. And then our Owlcrate book for April is In the Ravenous Dark by A.M. Strickland. This one I do believe is also a YA fantasy, although Owlcrate sometimes does do adult books as well. I could be wrong, but this one is fantasy. It is going to have a poly relationship. I believe one of our characters is pansexual. I am so excited to get in this and see how all of this stuff is going to play out. Here on the back, it says, she loves a princess, she's bound to a warrior, she must betray them both. And then, because Owlcrate, we always get sprayed edges, but this month, we have stencil sprayed edges. Like, it is so gorgeous. I love the flowers on there. They did such a good job. And then this one doesn't have art under the dust jacket, but we do have art for our end papers. It's the same on both sides, but it is absolutely gorgeous. And then this one I believe was supposed to have a signed book plate, which I don't even know where that would necessarily go in this book because I don't want to like mess up the end page art or anything, but it did not come in time for them to ship out the box, so we will end up getting that later, I believe it is. And then it did also come with bookmarks. So they are actually double-sided bookmarks. Presley, can you show the camera? Come over here. He'll show you the back. Show the camera. There's one, and there's one. I don't know who all the characters are. I do believe 3 of them are for the polyamorous relationship, and I don't know who the 4th person is. Maybe one of our bad guys. I don't know, but they're really pretty, and I'm super happy when like things like this come in books as well. Okay, now we're gonna get into the manga. So the first 2 volumes that I picked up are in the Promised Neverland series by Kayu Shirai. I started reading this last year, and then I read volumes... He's gonna be loud. Sorry about that. I read volumes 3, 4, and 5 last month when we were doing the manga stuff. Last month when we were doing the 30 volumes in 30 days manga challenge, and so when I went to the bookstore and was buying manga, I bought volumes 6 and 7. I have since read these. Absolutely love them. It is going places I never thought it was going to go because I had seen the anime first, like the first season of the anime. So I think the anime plot that I have seen previously stopped in the middle of volume 5. So everything since then has been weird and crazy, and like I don't know where it's going, but I absolutely love it. And volume 7, this one here, did end on a cliffhanger. I absolutely need more in this series. I actually would have bought more, but my Barnes & Noble that I was in did not have volume 8 in stock. I also think they didn't have volume 9, so when I was there I only bought these 2. I have since read them. I absolutely love them. I definitely need to continue. Then I also purchased Boys Run the Riot volume 1 by Kei Togaku. This one I actually did read as an e-arc this month, so I will talk about it in my wrap-up, but absolutely loved it. Had to buy a physical copy. This actually isn't even supposed to be out, I think, until Tuesday, potentially. Came out a little bit early. I could not help myself because I'm not going back to Barnes & Noble for at least a few weeks. I absolutely love this one. This one follows a trans teenager who is trying to deal with his identity and who he is in his society and in his classroom and all this kind of stuff because he is a teenager. And he makes a friend in class with the new kid, and they decide to start a like clothing brand. I am absolutely loving this so much. I definitely want to see where this is going to go next. I believe it is a completed series of 4 volumes, and so they are slowly coming out in English now. And one thing that I also really enjoyed is there is an author interview in the back, and this is an Own Voices story. You hardly ever see Own Voices stories in manga, like specifically with trans characters. Like our main character is a trans character, our author is a trans author, and I absolutely love it. Like the actual emotions it made me feel, so good. This is definitely one to keep an eye out for because it is a brand new manga coming out. The next one I have here is Starcrust Volume 1 by Junko. This one I did also read as an e-arc, but it was earlier this year, and I just hadn't picked up a physical copy yet, and so I definitely had to do that. This follows 2 characters. One is a like pop star in a band and a like massive fan, and they both end up accidentally dying at a concert, but they were not supposed to die, and so they come back down to Earth, but they're in the wrong bodies, and it just goes from there. It was very weird and sort of silly, but very fun, and again, this is another series I definitely need to continue. And then for the last manga I've already read before, we have Those Not So Sweet Boys Volume 1 by Yoko no Giri. So this is another one I read as an e-arc and absolutely had to pick up a volume. This is so good. It is very, I don't want to say cliche at all, but I definitely feel some very like shoujo tropes are happening here. We have our main character who is a teenage girl. I feel like that happens quite often in books like these, and she has an after-school job that she is not supposed to have, and I think the vice principal or somebody like that finds out, and instead of telling her that she can't have the job or expelling her from school, he gives her a compromise. If she goes and collects these boys and takes them back to class because they have not been going to class, then she can keep her job. And it goes from there. They are potentially bad boys and they're not so sweet. I just absolutely love the dynamic here, the friendships that we are starting to create, and I definitely want to read more in this series. And now we have 5 volumes that I have not read yet. The first one I have here is Love and Focus Volume 1 by Yoko no Giri. The reason I picked this up, he's being loud again, is because of the book that I just talked about, Those Not So Sweet Boys. Same author. This one came out first. I believe this is a completed series of, I think, only 3 volumes. And because of that fact, I actually would have bought all 3 volumes at Barnes & Noble, but they only had 1 and 3, I believe, so they didn't have number 2, so I will get that eventually. But this is a series I definitely want to start because of how much I loved Those Not So Sweet Boys, like that first volume, and so yeah, I had to pick it up. I do believe this has something to do with photography, says, Mako's always had a passion for photography. When she loses someone dear to her, she clings to her art as a relic of the close relationship she once had. Luckily, her childhood best friend Kay encourages her to come to his high school and join their prestigious photo club. With nothing to lose, Mako grabs her camera and moves into the dorm where Kay and his classmates live. Soon, a fresh take on life along with a mysterious new muse begin to come into focus. But yeah, I'm super excited to try this. Then I also have Given Volume 1 by Natsuki Kizu. This is going to be a boys love. It actually does have it up here. That is the type of manga it is, so we will have some sort of male-male relationship in here. It does have to do with a band, and I have heard nothing but good things from my book friends that read manga. I am hit or miss with ones that are specified as boys love, mostly because I do find that there are some tropes that go closer into like non-consensual stuff that I don't enjoy as much, or age gap stuff that I don't enjoy as much, but it does not seem like, as far as I know, that is going to happen in here, and I absolutely love the cover. Like, the bright colors of the cover, I am super, super excited. And on the back it says, love of music unites the 4 members of the band Given. Hot-headed guitarist Yunoyama, playboy drummer Akihiko, gentle bassist Haruki, and Mafuyu, a singer gifted with great talent and burdened by past tragedy. Their struggles and conflicts may drive them apart, but their bonds to the music and to one another always brings them back together again. There is more on here. That's all I want to read. I am very excited to try this out. Then I also have, you can't see this at all, come on. It's a white cover. There we go. Prince Freya Volume 4 by Keiko Ishihara. I read the first 3 volumes of Prince Freya last year. Really fell in love with this series, and I believe Volume 4 came out like in January or February, and I just did not realize, and so yes, I need to continue with this because Volume 3 ended on a cliffhanger. I think Volume 2 also ended on a cliffhanger. This series has a lot of cliffhangers, but I'm really loving the character development of this one. This follows our main character of Freya, who in the first volume ends up becoming the prince, because they look identical and somebody has murdered him, but the kingdom does not want people to realize that he is dead. So because she looks identical to him, she takes up the title of the prince and is now like in his shoes. And yeah, I need to know where this is going, and I have put it off for too long, not on purpose, on accident really, but I need to continue this series. And then the last 2 volumes of manga I have here are almost the same sort of thing as Prince Freya. I read the previous books last year, absolutely fell in love with it, like it was my top manga of 2020, and I just have not continued. That is going to be Blue Flag by Kaito. I do have Volume 6 and Volume 7 here. I don't think Volume 8 is out yet. I didn't see it at the store, but I do need to continue with this series because I absolutely fell in love with this, and I just haven't picked them up yet. Not on purpose, just haven't done it. But this is a series that follows a group of friends, and they are dealing with high school friendships and first loves and that kind of stuff. And one thing that I absolutely love here is that we do have characters who are gay. We do have a guy who is gay and a girl who is a lesbian, and trying to figure out how they fit in with their friends when they sort of have crushes on each other, but like, it's a love quadrangle situation, and I've absolutely been loving the emotions the first 5 volumes gave me, and so I had to pick up Volumes 6 and 7. I absolutely love this series so much. Okay, so that's all the books that I currently have. We are now going to get into Owlcrate, which I know Presley has been patiently, as much as an almost 2-year-old can wait. He has been patiently waiting. Okay, you ready? Let's open it up. Yes. Okay. So the first thing we have on top is this. Let me get into the actual card and stuff like that. So the theme is Expect the Unexpected. I am super excited for the book that is going to be in here. He's excited for all the things. Here is what the theme card looks like. Yes, thank you. We have a Rule of Wolves item. So this is part of the Grishaverse. I have not read this or anything, and it looks like this is from Out of Print, which is a pretty well-known like book shirts and like items, stuff like that, company. I don't know exactly what this is supposed to be. I'm also holding it upside down. But it says, "We're all monsters now." And then it has like, I think this is a dragon, some sort of bird, a wolf, and a fox. Yeah, I don't exactly know what kind of item this is, but I'm definitely loving the look of it. You want to hold it? Let's see. A square scarf. Interesting. I will leave all of the artists and creators linked down below so you guys can check them out. But like I said, this should be from out of print. Let's get into this bag because I don't know what's in here. But it feels corduroy-ish. Is this like a tote bag? If it is one that I have never seen before. I'm loving the actual like design of it because it's like a corduroy tote bag with a big strap that you can extend, which is great, and the smaller handles. And it says, "May we meet again on distant shores." I don't know what this is from, but I'm absolutely in love with this bag. Like, this is my aesthetic so much. I will definitely use this. It even has a zipper pocket in there. Like, that is so cool. An Obsidio inspired corduroy bag. I absolutely love the Illuminate files. Obsidio is the last book in that series, so I don't know all of the like quotes and stuff for it. You don't get to see that as often. I do feel like most quotes that come from the Illuminate files are from like the first book in the series. But this is gorgeous. I absolutely love it. Like, this is so good. So good. Oh, he pulled out this next. We have our second piece of our book tins from Owlcrate. These are all based on the Darker Shade of Magic series, and this is going to be volume 2, which is a book that you can find in Grey London, which is like, I think, our normal London world. Do you want the box? Ooh, these are gorgeous. So this is Crowned Captains, Deadly Pirate Kings and Queens. Here's what the spine, you can have it in just a second. This is what the spine looks like. Here is the back. These are gorgeous, so gorgeous. We got the Red London one a couple months ago, I want to say, 2 or 3 months ago, and then here is like what the sprayed edges would look like. And then on the inside it says, "I'd rather die on an adventure than live standing still," which is obviously a Lila quote, a very famous quote from this series. I absolutely love these so much. I am over the moon so far with the book tin and the bag. Like, oh, love it. Let's see, what else do we have? We have a sticker. This is very pretty, and it says, "Most myths are just truths covered in cobwebs." And apparently this is from The Gilded Wolves. I, for a second, got confused with The Rule of Wolves on hard paper, and I was like, why are we having 2 things from the same book? It's not. They just both have wolves in the title, and I haven't read either one, so I got confused. But I absolutely love the sticker. This is gorgeous. And then we have something in this brown paper bag. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Mommy is sad about this. Okay, so we have an absolutely gorgeous metal bookmark. I'm loving the design of this, the colors of this. However, I have gigantic chips in the coloring of it. Here, here, here. There's even some on the back, and so it just makes me very sad because I would definitely use this, but it's not a good one. I might have to email Owlcrate about that. But the front here says, "Neither myths nor mysteries can hold a candle to the most infinitesimal spark of hope." And then the back says, "Hope in the shadow of fear is the world's most powerful motivator." Can you see? There we go. And so apparently this is 2 different quotes. One is from Scythe and one is from the 5th season. I do believe this one is the one from the 5th season just based on the design. I could be wrong. And this could be Scythe. I actually don't know. But again, I might have to email Owlcrate because I am a little bit sad about the quality of this bookmark. There are chips in the color everywhere. Then we do have a pin to go with our book. This is a gorgeous pin. And it says, "Logic ends where love begins." And this is by Icy Designs. I will leave, like I said, all the artists linked down below. But this is gorgeous. So gorgeous. And then I think we're down to the book. So first of all, we do have a letter from our author, if you guys can see that there. And this book is one of my most anticipated reads of the year, and that is going to be The Ones We're Meant to Find by Joan. This, oh, I'm so excited for it. This is gorgeous. It is supposed to be a YA sci-fi. When I first saw the cover, like when they announced it like last year or something, I did not know it was going to be sci-fi, but I absolutely love sci-fi and I'm super intrigued. And this is how you can see the difference. The sky in the background, instead of being a little bit more sky colored blue, it is a really light, nice purple. I'm not mad at the change of this because it was already a gorgeous cover. They just changed the colors a little bit, but I'm a sucker for anything blues and purples and that kind of stuff anyway, so I did love the original cover, but this is still gorgeous. I am so excited. Sorry, I did not know, but we do have end papers that are super pretty. Oh my gosh, like look at these. I'm so excited. Those are gorgeous. I did not know we were getting that. This is a gorgeous book. I am in love so much already. Like embossing on the front cover. It's gorgeous. And it is going to be signed. I'm so ready for this. So ready for this one. The back cover's different. Not cover. Back end papers. I'm so glad I checked. Look at that. These are gorgeous. So gorgeous. This is a beautiful book. Okay, and then all I know about it really is a YA sci-fi. It has something to do with sisters, so I'm going to read some of the summary for you. It says, it's been 3 years and 17 days since C woke up on the shore of an abandoned island. She has no idea how she came to be marooned or what her life was like before. She has only the rickety house by the sea, the android she built for company, and a single memory. Somewhere beyond the horizon, she has a sister, and it's up to C to escape the island and find her. And then they get into like STEM and eco-cities and earth, unpolluted, science. Like, oh, this is, I'm so excited. I don't want to read anymore. I'm so excited. Okay, yes. Okay, and then like I said before, the main difference on the cover is just going to be the colors they have in the background. They are both gorgeous. Okay, and then the last thing we have in here is going to be our theme for next month. So for June, it's going to be Go Your Own Way, and it will include an item from Pineapple Sundays. I've never heard of that. It's not going to be a keychain, just an enamel item from Pineapple Sundays. Nice. Okay, Presley really wants to play with my book tin, so I'm going to let you guys go. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you would like to see more videos. I do have videos up Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I will see you then. Bye!